Glad you made it back with me for this week's Parashah, Vayaytze, a Biselleh Torah, which I think you know now translates as a little Torah, which is precisely what we do, a little forspice, a foretaste of what we're about to encounter in this sacred Shabbat. Vayaytze, again, is the name of the Parashah, and we find Yaakov Avinu, Jacob our father, leaving Eretz Yisrael to find his way to a safe haven, because at the end of last week's parashah, he received the birthright from his father, and Esau was boisterous. He was terribly angry, upset, and swore when his father, Isaac, would die, that he would kill his twin brother, because he took, he believed unjustly, his blessing. There's a few salient points that I want to make mention of as we begin this week's Parsha. One of them is this, is that when Jacob leaves the land of Israel, he has a nocturnal vision of angels on a heavenly ladder, ascending and descending. And according to the tradition, the angels are first ascending and then they are descending. Why would this be? Why not descending and ascending? And the rabbis tell us because Jacob was leaving Israel, the sacred angels that accompanied him while he was in the sacred land of Eretz Yisrael now had to leave him. And as they were saying goodbye, the angels from on high would come down to take him on the balance of his journey into Galut, into exile, where he'd remain for many years. And the lesson of this very brief episode is amazingly apparent, that the Holy Land is precisely that. It is sacred, it is holy. We've been in that place ever since Abraham was given the call by the good Lord God to leave his ancestral home and travel very far to a land that God had bequeathed to him and to all of his descendants, who would be, as Abraham was promised, as numerous as the stars in the sky and the sands on the shore. From that time unto this time, that land has been promised to all of his descendants, you and I. The second point is when he eventually makes his way to this distant land where he finds his relatives. An interesting thing happens. He falls in love. He falls in love with a woman who captures his heart immediately upon seeing her. Nothing comes even close to the palpitations of his heart, which is the first episode in the Bible, interestingly, of love. The first demonstration of love between two people. They desperately loved one another, and when he asked for her hand in marriage, he said, I will work for her for 7 years. 7 years is not a short period of time. 7 years of hard labor to ensure that he was true and trustworthy, and to ensure that he was giving something back to her father, his father-in-law to be, that would make it worthwhile for the father-in-law to be to grant the gift of his daughter in these patriarchal times to this young man. And the way that the story continues to be painted is that Yamim Ahadim, the days passed quickly. What a wonderful thing. Do you ever worry about how time passes and you wonder where it's gone? How has time fled so swiftly? Where has the day gone? Where's the week gone? What month is it? What year is it? What has happened with my life? Where did the past decade go? When we're so involved and meshed in our lives, time is fleeting. And so it was. 7 years passed like a minute to Jacob. So anxious was he to join heart to heart with his beloved. Two lessons that are beautiful at the opening passage of our story. The connection, heartfelt, between land and people, and the heartfelt connection of two people hopelessly, desperately, endlessly in love with one another. As we approach Thanksgiving, and as we too pray for the return of those captured by Hamas and, God willing, return back to their homes in the sacred land from which they came, we hope that this Shabbat and these next few days will bring blessing to you and to bring blessing to those people who are most wounded. Shabbat Shalom.